from the time Prime Minister Narendra Modi won his amazing majority in the elections in 2014, for the first time in 30 years that someone had won an outright majority in India, we've been waiting in the UK for him to visit us. And it's taken 1.5 years. Of course, he had to wait for the UK elections, which were this May, and he came. And did he make a mark? It was amazing. I remember looking back to when he visited America in Madison Square Gardens and the welcome he was given there, and I looked upon that with awe, and I thought, wow. And then look at what happened when he visited the UK. We were in Wembley Stadium with more than double the number of people in Madison Square Gardens. The event that he spoke at there for over an hour and 20 minutes, was outstanding. He had the crowd absolutely spellbound. He spoke for an hour and 20 minutes, and he conveyed all his messages for his vision of India. And that was just one event, a major, big event. But also, he spoke in Parliament, and it was the first time a serving Indian Prime Minister has addressed both Houses of Parliament in Westminster. And that was an historic moment, and his speech was brilliant. He spoke on a global level. He spoke as a statesman. He spoke putting India in the global context, and he spoke about the UK-India relations in every aspect, not just in business. And then his speech to the business community hosted by the Lord Mayor of London in the Guildhall was outstanding as well, allaying people's fears about things like retrospective taxation and how he hit that head on and said he would deal with it. So overall, it was a really good visit, and I think well worth waiting for.
Great.
The whole of Britain was waiting for Narendra Modi to visit. The business community here in the UK, the non-resident Indian people of Indian origin community that make up 1.5 million people here in the UK were waiting for Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit. And to the Indian community here, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit was really important. We're 1.5 million strong in the UK. We're the biggest ethnic minority diaspora in the UK, and I'm proud to say, and I don't mean this with any arrogance, but I mean this with pride, that the Indian community is the most successful ethnic minority community in the UK by far. So we were all awaiting the Prime Minister. We've had the most amazing visit. We've heard his vision firsthand about the clear vision that he has for India in terms of Make in India, Digital India, smart cities, Clean India, his wonderful initiatives that he has. He's been able to speak to us firsthand and convey to us, and as a great communicator. I said to him after his speech at Wembley Stadium, Prime Minister, you are the best orator in the world, and I mean that. In Hindi, he is the best orator in the world. And so we were able to hear that firsthand. Also, people were able to challenge him. And I think he stood up to all the challenges, and he left us inspired and optimistic about India. And what is great about what India Inc. is doing is straight afterwards, the very next week, to follow up on it, to follow up and say, this is what happened, let's address all the feedback, and let's make some action that we can follow up on here in the UK and work with India to take Prime Minister Modi's vision forward. So I think it's a brilliant initiative. It's one thing having an event, but it's always much, much better to have immediate follow-up with real action on the ground.